What's up, you beautiful gamers, and welcome back again to Role-Playing Games. Today we got the PS5 Showcase live event where they kinda showcase some games, which I have to say, I have to add, it was quite a, in my personal, humble opinion, it was quite a lacking event on the as far as titles shown goes. In the Xbox event that happened like a few months ago, we got some to take a look at some more titles on it. But we are going to talk about today the most promising titles, at least in my opinion, related to the channel's content, which is a channel dedicated to RPG news, adventure game, open worlds. And yeah, let's take a look at what the games were, what games were shown in here, and discuss a little bit about them and what can we expect, when can we expect them. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into the matter, right? And first, we got Final Fantasy XVI, and one thing that threw me out of my chair with this title is that apparently it's going to be a PS5 exclusive, which is quite weird. It's quite, yeah, it's quite strange because as far as the Final Fantasy titles go, we've had so much love for them in the Xbox as well, and it's quite interesting to see this one go to be for a PS5 exclusive that is set to be launched in 2021. One thing that I like to point out in here is that it might actually be a community splitter, but you know, in traditional JRPG games titles, we've always had this party system where we actually do control, like I said, a party of characters, and this has always been true for Final Fantasy titles. In this trailer, as far as the combat system goes, we got shown up a single player character approach. It's actually interesting. It's gonna be interested to see how the reception of this goes and how does it play, because this might actually change a whole lot of game mechanics of gameplay, combat system, and all that crazy stuff. And one welcome thing that I just personally love, dude, I'm a huge fan of this kind of setting. You know, in Final Fantasy game, there's always been this versatility as far as game setting goes, as far as the timeline of the games. There's this technological fantasy kind of games, mix and blend between this mythology stuff going on around, and this one, it seems to be like it's gonna be a medieval game, which is something that I personally love. You see, it's actually something that I personally love, because I'm in love with medieval kind of set of fantasy games. So yeah, we can expect to see this in as a PS5 launch exclusive in 2021, but I don't get my hopes too high, because we know we have a history with Final Fantasy 15 and Remake for the 7th entry, so yeah, but just let's be skeptical about this, right? The next title that we got is Spiderman, and one thing that I like to point out in this game is the marvelous blending between cinematics and gameplay that they are pulling out here. I mean, yes, this is just a gameplay trailer, but if the final product looks like this thing, looks like when Spider-Man is in this bridge saving people, the quick time events, transitions between the blending of the cinematic cutscenes and the animations between them, it just looks so goddamn gorgeous. We know so far that the new next generation graphics don't get so overhauled because we have reached a point where you cannot do that much in graphics overhaul, but the little things in here, the particles, the smoke, if you take a look at the smoke in this gameplay trailer, it just looks so good, well, and not artificial at all. It actually looks so goddamn beautiful, and like I said, the blending between these cinematic cutscenes and gameplay, it's just something out of this world. The animations between them, the cutscenes events, and just beautiful, a joy to watch. And then after that, we have, of course, Harry Potter. And this is quite a bad timing for this game. This game got the leaks or rumors that was in development back in like 2 years ago, I think, 2018. And this is such a bad timing because if you follow J.K. Rowling and all of the media and the news of the movements and personal opinions and statements from authorities, and it's Harry Potter, it's in a quite rough spot right now, and I'm not like taking part or sides in any of this, but the community actually are. The community is actually quite splitted as far as the Harry Potter universe goes. Like, as for the game itself, I'm thrilled. I'm actually quite amazed at what we saw in here. The gameplay did have a specific focus on combat system, but it will be interesting to see. Like, you see, we're not following the main storyline, plot line of the movies, books, and all the media around it. Instead, we are just thrown out in the universe of Harry Potter, and we get to like explore Hogwarts. Just in like, it's a dream come true, dude. Like, it seems by the looks of it that you are going to be able to be in classes. The side activities are going to involve that, you know, alchemy, studying, the taking care of like the fauna of imagine like being able to play Quidditch as well, traversing the hallways, such beautiful hallways of Hogwarts. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. But at first of the trailer, it did have this focus on the exploration and side activities, but then we got the special focus on combat system, which actually looks quite amazing. I'm really looking forward to hear more news about this game. But like I said, the timing, I mean, I'm sorry for the developers, but let's wait to hear for more news about this game. I'm certainly excited about it. You see, this is not quite something that would fit much on the channel, but I just can't help to talk about this Resident Evil 8 Village. And you see, Resident Evil has always been this evolving franchise of the gameplay approaches, where when some of them it's more like action pack, and then survival games. The latest entry, not the latest, but the Resident Evil 7 got this first person kind of camera approach with less combat and more focused on exploration, and while simplistic puzzle solving that resembles the first entries of the game. In this game, we got a setting feeling similar to what we see in Resident Evil 4, and I'm just so in love with the setting of this game that this game has, with this castle and village vibe and medieval kind of feeling. And this might actually build such a beautiful dark atmosphere that just I personally think it will be a joy to explore, also by the looks of creatures. And yeah, the enemies that were actually shown, it might actually be like a blend between 7 combat system, which was more like exploration, with combat system focus on being quite a survival. In here we got much more enemies that might actually allow us to experience this blend between survival, exploring, and highly combat focus. And then last but not least, and this is such a joy to have, such a joy to see, Demon Souls. Oh, beautiful, beautiful FromSoft Demon Souls remake, which is not FromSoft, it's Blue Point, but yeah, you get it, alright? One thing that I like to point out here is that they did seem to have changed the gameplay mechanics of the game, animations, and this is such a beautiful and welcome addition, because if you play Demon Souls, I mean, it's just such a beautiful game, such a gorgeous game, but it has aged. It is quite dated quite a bit, because it feels clunky, and it's such a beautiful game still, but the years do take its toll on the game. But they seem to have fixed it. The remake is being from the ground up The visuals look beautiful, particles, illumination. There seem to be more darker areas where at first when I saw it I thought it was going to be something like Dark Souls 2 School of the First Sin, where you do need your torch, but in these darkest areas you have your personal light following around you. And but it actually adds quite an extra layer to the immersion, and something that I love. I hope it stays to the final launch of the game. The character groaning and growling and having these struggles while he runs, and being like this human being traversing this dark world, struggling with each hit that he makes, struggling with that huge armor on top of him. It's minor details, but I just love to see them. These little details that do add a extra layer to the emotion, to the atmosphere, to the immersion of the game, and it's just such beautiful to see. And stop everything you're doing right now, because oh boy, dude. Major news. Major news. This is going to be a PS5 launch title, but it's a launch console exclusive, timed exclusive. It's surely probably going to come to PC as well, but we cannot discard completely the chance to get it on Xbox as well, because yeah, I'm happy. I just cannot believe it, dude. I wanna stay like skeptical about this, but the more merry people get to play the Souls games, the better. But yeah, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this chatter with Merry Old James. If you like the content, consider subscribing, consider sticking around with Merry Old James. There will be a whole lot more coming your way. With that being said, I'll see you beautiful gamers. You are beautiful people. Don't forget it. Stay safe, stay awesome. See you guys next one.